the longest standing product in my kit that's still in my kit from like years ago is the
Oh my God.
yes.
I forgot about them.
My most like regular international celebrity has been Miranda Kerr. She's been in my chair many, many, many times.
She's also a doll.
Also a doll. And she's also literally a doll. That skin, that face, I just
That's
love
what
it.
I mean. Like,
She's beautiful. But then we've got the homegrown, Jacinta Franklin, Kate Waterhouse, a dash of Delta, a dash of Sonia Kruger. I've done them all really. Like they're all fabulous.
Michael Brown,
Hello.
welcome again to Beauty.
And I think it's my second time.
It is.
Yeah.
Your first time was during COVID.
Oh, was it?
With Amy Clark.
Amy Clark. Yes, I remember that now.
So our producer has gone through that episode to find out some of your faves that you talked about back then. So we're going to go through them and see if you still love them.
God, if it was that long ago. I just think there's so many launches now.
Oh,
Like,
exactly.
I just don't know what I've been using
I might
back
remind
then.
you of some
Yes.
fab products, so you'll be like, I've got to go shopping after this.
Exactly.
But let's start things off with something really nosy, something that everyone will want to know, because you have a very A-list celeb clientele list.
Well, I've been doing makeup for 25 years. So over the years, there's been quite a
Just
few
met
in
a
the
few.
chair.
Exactly,
Just a little,
like- Just a few celebs.
a few.
Who have been the biggest and most surprisingly lovely celebrities? Because I know that you're not allowed to talk about the mean ones.
To be fair, I don't really have.
No,
I think because I always come in going, hey, and so
Yeah.
up there, there's no way I'm coming in all shy. So I
Yeah.
think they just go, and they just relax and it's all happy chappy. But
most people are actually quite lovely
yeah,
when you get to know them.
they are. I mean, look, the biggest ones like internationally recognized as well. Gisele Bündchen was a long time ago now, but she came to Australia to launch her little like flip flop sandal things.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, I can't remember what the year it was, but I was still working for
I
L'Oreal
bought some,
back
even
then.
though they were ugly.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
through
just like, I need
Maya.
some of them.
And she was a face of one of L'Oreal's fragrances internationally, which is why when they came to Australia, they went to L'Oreal and said, who do you have? And of course, Michael Brown. So I kind of got her like, through my work, but she was amazing. But I was going to say with any celebrity, half the time when you get like a brief or something, it's the team around them that can make it a bit, they're going to be full on, but they're actually lovely.
Yes.
Because like, don't ask this, don't say that. I was like, oh my
And
God.
then they just drop it
And then
into
they're like,
conversation anyway.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
So she was one of my first, like this is years ago. Gisele Bündchen was huge.
Yeah.
At the time, she
This
was the
is like-
highest paid supermodel of the world. Just started dating Tom Brady. So that's a long time ago. And she was huge. She's my big one. But, over the years, Sofia Richie Grange, like she was a doll.
Her face
Literally
is
a doll.
Just, I mean, both of them, literally a doll, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we became quite good friends. I took her to a gay bar when we were here, like, let's go out, let's dance. So she
Oh.
was fun. But I would say my most like regular international celebrity has been Miranda Kerr. She's been in my chair many, many, many times.
She's also a doll.
Also a doll. And she's also literally a doll. That skin, that face, I just
That's
love
what
it.
I mean. Like,
She's beautiful. But then we've got the homegrown, Jacinta Franklin, Kate Waterhouse, a dash of Delta, a dash of Sonia Kruger. I've done them all really. Like they're all fabulous.
that's so good. And
Yeah.
like always meeting new people. What is the most unexpected beauty habit that you ever witnessed from one of these high profile people? Like something that they did that made you go, oh,
I mean, unexpected, that's a hard one. I mean, look, and I can really say this, all of them look after their skin. Like they are just so into it.
Like none
Some
of
of
them
them have
actually
full
just-
briefs and some are very like, we'll just go with whatever you think. But obviously they tell me what they're wearing and what the event is. So I kind of get the vibe of the event. Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Is it dressy? Is it casual?
yeah. So
and
they're
what
not
colour
getting
you're
like
wearing.
a black smoky eye for breakfast.
Exactly. That's probably the only thing most of them always do. But probably the most unexpected is Miranda Kerr because she always, well, for me anyway, she always does her own skin prep. Like I get there, I've set it up. As a makeup artist, I'm so into skin prep. Like I can't just slap on a foundation. I think it comes from my retail days working and doing skin care first, working for Lancome for 8 years, such a skin brand. I can't. So I'm so used to doing skin prep and I love that moment of the beginning of the makeup doing skin prep. But she's like, oh babe, I've done my cleanser, I've done noni oil. She just comes down gua shuing like she's got the rose quartz out. I'm like, Okay, this is a moment. So I feel like it makes me feel, oh, we're going straight to foundation. It's weird for
So
me.
it's weird,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I'm so used
But
to
she's
doing the essence, the serum,
well,
whatever it
that's what
is.
my next
And
question
she's
was.
just done, 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 noni, 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 rose quartz gua sha. I'm like, oh, we're done.
Talk to me about skin prep. Do you have
Oh,
any like what is your holy
I'm
grail?
just so into skin prep. Like, I just don't like. I know there's some like Instagram makeup artists. I feel bad because some of them are really good, but they're not really like properly trained. I don't think in like skin health, how the skin functions, and of course, in my world, longevity. Like,
Well, they're
yes,
good at doing their own makeup
yes, of
for their
course.
phone camera.
Of course, and your skin might be able to carry a really rich, dense cream under makeup, which for me, I would never use a rich, dense cream under makeup because I'm like, how is the foundation gonna bond to the skin when there's such a big barrier there? And also in my work, most of my girls are going to events, or they're hosting something or TV.
Mm.
So how's it gonna wear in 4, 5, 6, 8 hours? Like I just did Farmer Wants a Wife last year with the host. We had like 15-hour days sometimes. And yeah, I touched up a little bit, but that skin prep needs to last. So
Yeah.
I can't be putting on something too rich because it will get shinier and shinier as the day goes on. So skin prep for me is really
What if
important
someone has
and
really
I
dry
love it.
skin?
Oh, you just use like hydrating primers,
Yeah.
more like essences and things like that to soften the skin.
Hmm.
And then your moisturizer, whatever it is. There's two that I love. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream is just one of my go-tos. And it is a little bit richer, but it melts and it's made specifically for foundation use, right? So it's not
Mm.
really a skincare
Because
I mean, it is a skincare brand, like skincare product, I should say, but it's made for makeup.
yeah.
But Naturium,
Oh,
I just did the founder, Susan Yara's makeup. Now I'm obsessed with it.
I'm obsessed with her.
Obsessed. The one I use, God, I should have got the name. Silvertude,
No, I know the one
the
you use
peptide
the
one.
peptide moisturizer
Ah,
because we saw each other recently at an event
so
and
good
we
under
were
makeup.
talking about how it's what I use today under my makeup.
Oh,
It's
did
just
you?
it's so good
It's
and
so
it's like
good.
under $50. Let's do a lightning round.
Ooh,
The desert island tool. If you could only keep one brush or tool in your kit to do an entire face, what is it?
one brush or tool,
Or
so not
tool?
product.
Yeah.
Oh, a little like mini beauty blender.
Oh, yeah.
I don't use the Beauty Blender brand. I use an Australian girl. It's called Kitology, but it's a little tiny, tiny little one. I just love it. It's like the best, best travel companion.
Because I guess you could be quite precise, but
Yes, and
also
you can use it on for many things, not
mm,
just complexion, lips, eyes. You can use it on anything.
a baby sponge.
Yes.
What is one budget product that you use that performs just as well, if not better, than luxury brands?
Thousand Hour is a brand that I use a lot for root cover up.
Mm.
Because once again, Color Wow has one. There's many brands that have root cover up, but 1,000 Hours sent me theirs. Like I'm talking, God, 2 years ago, and I've still got the same ones. This is how long they've lasted for. And sometimes when I'm doing TV, especially not on me TV, but like my clients are going on TV, they made us have a little bit of grey. Bang, bang, bang. You touch it up, boom, and it's so affordable in every
Mm.
drugstore or pharmacy. It's the best.
I really like their
And and
eyebrow.
and powder root cover-ups. The sprays, I know people love them, but I find them
Bit
very
messy.
hard, yeah.
And they're a bit messy,
They're, like,
yeah.
very unpredictable,
Mm.
whereas the powder little one, just a little like almost like an eyeshadow for the hair, it's heaven.
What is the ultimate multitasker? So one item that you use for a purpose it wasn't originally designed for.
I mean,
Everything.
everything at the moment, I think we're having a real moment for that multi-purpose thing. Like my grandmother, I'm talking when I was a kid, so a long time ago, she used to always use her lipstick as blush. And I always
Mm.
thought, oh, look at you, like, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes she got it wrong a bit much. But like I said, that House Labs, the glassy balm blush.
It's the one I'm going to
Yeah,
purchase.
all those stick formulations, you could use in blush, lips, eyeshadow. As long as it's not like a bright pink, maybe eyeshadow. But
Mm.
most of the blushes I use are like peachy, neutral, bronzy. So they're great for cheeks, lips, and eyes.
If you had to pick one product that you've always used and you'd never replace, what is it?
The longest standing product in my kit that's still in my kit from like years ago is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, the airbrush bronzer. Because as I mentioned, my devastating blow with Marc Jacobs Beauty discontinuing, that was the most finely milled, not so intense bronzer. Like I want to build the bronzer, not have like, oh, it's orange.
Yeah.
So I do think that the airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, there's a few different shades you can choose from. My main shade is number 2, I think it is. That to me, it's still in my kit and it's been there now for 5 years.
Where and it just is
I mean, not the
fine.
same one.
Oh, I thought you meant the same one.
No,
I was like,
like, might have smashed. I got another one because it's run out. But that particular product, it's like a one that I go, if it runs out, I will get it
"Go and
again. I will
purchase it."
definitely get it again. Like, it's so good.